Poppy, so probably will be a Leandry's Nash's game, but I never know when it comes to missions build, and there he is. He's got a lethal tempo. A man after my own heart.
I swear it's going to be the same build again. I don't remember what champ it was into last time, but from memory, I think it was. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was into Akali. And he's got the Scorch, he's got the Mana Flow.
Oh, I love him.
He's putting on some damage early, and I mean, Kizé has a big job ahead of him to try and stay even equal in this lane. Now, admittedly, of course, you don't really want to be playing through the Akali. You want the Akali to come and join you. And while, yes, you may join the fights late, in fact, almost certainly will join the skirmishes late, if you are able to just get that single cash in from a Draven with upwards of 150 or more stacks, you start to feel a lot better about your game.
You do. And Mission, he gets that level 1 ward kill and XP, so we'll be hitting level 2 off the first wave. Probably won't matter too much in this matchup. Was going to be hitting level 2 first. Anyway, does have a lot of priority.
We have the Sejuani starting up on the top side. Looks like he's going to path down to play for that Draven we were talking about.
Does make sense.
And we've got Maokai matching in the red side jungle, starting on the Raptors.
Bot lane feels like one that could quickly get out of control.
Yeah, there is a kill. There's probably a kill happening very shortly.
Especially once those junglers get involved.
Draven.
Yeah, I think pretty much all series long, we've seen that first 10 minutes be relatively quiet, and then after then, that's kind of when it gets chaotic. But with Samira and Draven in the bot lane, you can't imagine that to be the case.
No.
Absolutely expecting a bloodbath down here.
Now, Shock, tell me, when you played in the LCO, did you ever come up against Razor's Draven?
I think so. I don't remember, though, but he's really good at the champ.
He is. I know it's something that he has been known for. The likes of the Tristana as well. I think it's very similar, where he's got probably the most unique champ pool out of the LCO 80 carries, and Draven's certainly in his wheelhouse, which I think is just what makes it even more exciting. Now, admittedly, Cascada, when he has played a lot of these 80 carries, he also, sort of akin to the 80 carry, like instead of Mission being a hyper-focus on early, sometimes Cascada does the same. He really liked his Caitlyn in the former splits, and even on some of his Kai'Sa games this split, he went for, what was it? It was like Duskblade, Essence Reaver, Shadow Flame. It was the most insane out-the-world build, but it certainly packs a punch earlier on in the game. So I'm expecting a pretty explosive bot side. Top side, on the other hand, it should probably just be Hanabi pushing in, Biopanther picking up the minions, and then getting a bunch of armor.
I'm a little surprised that Bio has gone for something with perhaps a little less agency in this game going into what is potentially an elimination match, because the only win has come off the back of his huge performance. And so kind of taking a back seat with the Poppy admittedly can carry later on in the game, especially as you get into those team fights, but unlikely to be played around, especially with a Draven in the game. Hana is found here, though, by Babbitt.
Very, very low.
Forced to flash.
Does get the camp, though. I'm kind of surprised that Babbitt didn't just Alpha Chad flash over and secure that kill, because I'm pretty sure he would have got it almost with the immediate auto attack.
Yeah.
Instead, Hana coming out big there, smiting away the Gromp also.
Babbitt should be able to just go across mid, though, if he wants. It's going to be on the map a lot earlier. And Azir, unlikely to be wanting to get into any of these early fights. Babbitt will just cross. Mission TPs, because he's already used his and only bought an Amp Tome. Mission, he once again gets some early game items. He's got the Dark Seal picked up here. Pretty normal, though. Has an Amp Tome as well. So a lot of pressure, at least in that 1v1. Still does not want to skirmish. I think Babbitt does manage to pick up both those Scuttle Crabs, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Not getting prior from mid and still getting both Scuttle Crabs is definitely a big win.
Yeah, I think very important invade found there. Really good timing. Tracking of where Hana could potentially be. Aladoric, though, looking for that knock-up onto Cascada. Will find it. It is Chiefs with the health advantage at least now, but we panned away from it.
I want to go back bot
lane. But Samira went in. So Samira appears to have fun button. Oh, it looks like he's just backing off. Seems like a fairly even trade in terms of health if you look at the portraits on the side. But importantly, this favors, I think the slow game at the very start favors the Draven as long as you can get that cash in somewhere along those dragon skirmishes. Should be teleport now, forced out of Biopanther as he is recalling. Quite low on health. Hanabi now. Pretty comfortable lead when it comes to that teleport.
Bramble picked up there by the Poppy. And a Dirk for Cascada, nice and early. Feels like that probably will be the rush for both of these bot laners. We'll have to see what the Draven build is. I think this is the patch IE got buffed, so we might see Essence Reaver IE.
Ooh.
I think Triforce has also been quite popular on the Draven.
Elador might be forced to flash here. Does use the exhaust. Does get out due to that summoner spell. So it's an important summoner spell to go down, but honestly, I don't think you're expecting really to see too much risk come out of the Chiefs that they'll need to use the exhaust, at least for the foreseeable future. And it is the Dirk. Do you go Duskblade or do you go... Because I knew at a time there was Eclipse, but I'm not sure about now that Duskblade just seems like such a filthy item.
I know Duskblade Samira, there was that interaction where she would be Duskbladed while ulting, but I believe that's been fixed. So I'm not sure if she still goes for it. You honestly might, just because it's still a very strong item.
The extra ability damage is still very good on the ultimate. The Draven I expect to just sit on the Dirk, ride out the early game power.
Sure. DCG, they're trying to get involved. There is a level 6 Akali, and this is a fight they could win.
Does go invisible. Barb now, as well as Aladok joining the fray. Orca getting very, very low. Raise! He doesn't get the cash in. It's the wind wall that stops it. But still going forward, either side of Chiefs. Very good ability usage there from Chris Carter to deny that cash in from Draven. Orca was one auto attack from going down.
I thought Orca was just completely dead. I really do hope we get a replay of that, because I think Kizne maybe could have done a bit more there. He didn't enter in with the highest HP, but he had the ulti, and as a level 6 Akali, you feel like you should have picked up at least one kill and the important first blood for your team, but that's a dragon that goes over to DCG, and they're very happy to outscale this one. Having a drag in the back pocket does feel pretty good. Now,
I do want to say in this game that the scaling can be less of an issue, because Draven certainly nowadays when he is full build is pretty much just as strong as any AD carry.
especially because he's full build 3 items before anyone else.
That's true, but then also you have this Poppy that can disrupt a team fight enough that the full build means you are just missing a person from the fight, which means the scaling is less of an issue. Because they're going forward, probably trying to look for that cannon minion, but it's trying to be denied. There is no minions auto-attacking it for now, though, so it's likely that he will be able to pick this one up at tower, and Aladark in the area should confirm this to be possible. Rift Shield spawning, Raze up on this top side, eager to find a cash-in.
And whilst all this has been happening, Hanabi has been slowly making a CS lead on Biopanther.
Oh, yeah.
He's been doing well.
Babbitt's just caught out. This guy's dead. Oh, he does get away. Glacial Prison used. He gets the speed up, but he's walking right to the waiting arms of this Renekton. Cascada picking up first blood there. Babbitt, no man's land.
And that looks like it's going to be the Rift Herald as well.
It's like DCG are just getting everything they want, and maybe there is a bit of a mismatch in terms of the champs here, because the likes of Akali and Draven definitely want to be able to fight these early objectives in the Herald, but something like the Renekton versus Poppy feels like you probably don't want to be involved too much. Renekton definitely going to be stronger in a lot of these early skirmishes. So ultimately, the Chiefs comp, while it is good and it is good at these skirmishes, they haven't been able to find a successful one yet. Let's see what happened to Babip. He was trying to get some of this control, but was just engaged on very early from Hana, and just so much mid-prio means that there's nowhere really to go. Did not have the flash, and really was just trying to give the kill over to someone that didn't need it as much, but 400 gold picked up by your Samira.
And this is what we talked about in the pre-game. Really wanted to see Chiefs willing to surrender some of those objectives and take fights which were on their terms.
Yeah, I think definitely Babbitt being a bit too confident there. Found some nice aggression early onto that Gromp, which led up to a double scuttle. But here, just staying in the river too long and contesting for what really? Doesn't feel like anything was to be gained. Does get the flash out of mission though. Perhaps something to look at later on as Aladoric and Raze trying to fight out the bot side here of DCG. That windwall used means maybe there's an angle. Stand aside also catches Orca as Aladoric's looking. This could be the cash-in that Draven wants. It is level 6 hit here from Orca, and the denial on that Samira ult, but it should be Raze cashing in. He does, he's looking for a second. It is going to be Hana in the area as Aladoric pops his ultimate. But importantly, it's a 1 for 0, and Draven picks up the kill. And so you may have got first blood, but Draven certainly got more gold for his kill.
He did, and could it be Raze Draven that takes the series to game number 5? He got so much gold there. Will even crash this wave as well, so he's going to base with a ton of money. Looks like he is going towards that Triforce. I'm not too sure what happened here. Orca, I think he just went a bit too far up, level 6. Was hit here by Raze. Feels like after that, everything should be done. You can just walk away, but Cascada, he overextends.
And using that.
Yeah, and that forces Orca to kind of walk up, make sure his AD carry can get out. And even here, they could have disengaged if they won. But they decided to turn it around. They decided they want this fight.
568 gold.
Yeah, and Aladark ticked level 6 in that fight there. Managed to get the ulti, and now there is no trade back. Herald dropped on mid, more gold in the mission's pocket.
Oh, almost a Triforce.
Let's see what item mission ends up going for. He's gone the Shadow Flame.
He is.
That's my boy.
Now, anyone from the LCO that hasn't caught a mission game with the Shadow Flame tech, it is Lost Chapter straight into Shadow Flame for pretty much as much early skirmish potential as possible. It means that instead of having to scale up to that 2-item power spike, you get it at the 1.5, which ultimately is 5 minutes or so earlier, which means an earlier dragon that can potentially contest. And I think it's even more important when you are against the Akali.
Yep.
You
Especially
lose
for a champ like Azir that you know is going to outscale the Akali eventually.
Yeah.
Now that dragon is live. Can it be looked at though? Is the question.
Biopanther might be.
He's down a level, but he's doing fine for himself, all things considered. You're not really trying to stay perfectly even there. But this will be a lot of damage in the mid lane.
Oh.
Because he's having a tough time standing up to this.
Oh, bot side.
Another kill.
Oh, and it's, again, Raze cashing in once more. Obviously, will be less stacks this time, of course, not being all that much time between kills, but it is important gold. Nonetheless, even just the kill gold, as we see Hana now going in, Cascada follow-upping on the damage. Nice usage of that Samira passive to keep them airborne, find extra damage from the auto attacks. Ray, though, joining the fray. It is Babip who goes forward. Streamer Shuffle used to get mission back to safety, and now Babip, the target, does go down. Hana picking that one up. And on the bot side, Nature's Grass connects onto Raze, which means he's forced to flash away from Cascada on the Samira.
Yes, and I think so important there is that mid lane is just always on super low HP. It's so hard for Kize to stand up against just what is such early game power.
Oof.
And so even if the Akali is better in the skirmishes, he's just 1 HP before every fight. He can't get in.
Definitely.
Triforce on that Draven now.
Yeah, this
He's
is
rich.
a big Draven. Triforce, Dirk, and an extra longsword. I expect that longsword probably turns into his... Well, actually, I have no idea. Maybe, what do you even go second here now?
Possibly the Collector that doesn't have the longsword in it.
No, it doesn't have the longsword in that. I mean, maybe Lifesteal could look for a shield bow, could look for a Bloodthirster. It would be pretty good against the Azir.
Orca was just taken out nice and snappy there, and I think Chiefs thought that with getting that kill for free, nothing really invested, that they would just...
Picture in picture.
Was mission.
Because they're getting very, very low. Mission's very low too, though, as Babip's looking for it. Does get the permafrost. Ah, we're back. Oh, nice Draven ult. Raze connects there. Perfect timing. It's going to be a kill found. Aladark picking that one up as Cascada now trying to get in there. Babip so low. The exhaust used. Cleanse used in return. And Aladark will step in front of that queue. Cascada will not find that last hit onto Babip. And it is just the kill found. Really nice whirling death out of Raze to perfectly time that callback. And though looking at bot, it's Hanabi who's looking here onto Raze. Cleanse is used. Does get away. There's Dominus used for cleanse of the Draven.
That could be an issue in the next fight, though, if he can just get flash W'd by the Renekton. Mid lane tower is very, very low. And that's pretty much just in the isolated 1v1. I guess there was probably a Herald dropped in there at some point, but still a lot of work done in that mid lane. Mission, he's pretty low. He must have a lot of gold. Probably should get out of here.
Yeah, flash almost up. But this guy doesn't recall. He goes forward.
He does.
And DCG have really reaped this tower gold. Something we haven't looked at in a while is the overall gold, and DCG is still sporting a lead despite those cash-ins from Draven.
Let's see then how this fight happened, because he's used a Shroud and he's very low. I'm not too sure how he survived, because he looks pretty dead to rights. Okay, so he ulted away, didn't really have a way to get back in. Mission engaged on, there's no one else here yet, so they're just stuck kiting away. Like you said, the Whirling Death that adds a lot of extra damage there, allows him to pick up that kill. But it was Aladark investing flash, and he was the one that got the kill. So I wouldn't say it was that great for Chiefs. Better than nothing, for sure. But it's not really what you want, especially now that you are kind of falling behind in gold. There is 2 dragons to 0, and now there's 1 Shadow Flame to no Shadow Flames.
Yeah. Oh, the Mission Classic. When we first saw this on his Orianna in week number 1, it was questionable, but now he's done it so many times to such great success. There are no questions about it anymore.
No, just answers. Looks like the Draven is going for some lifesteal. So is probably going to need that up against especially the Maokai and his poke. But I am a little worried for Draven in this next fight because this Azir is now very, very strong. Taking a look at the player gold, it is Raze who's well and truly ahead of anyone else. But there is a pretty solid gold lead, especially in mid. Mission's pulling far ahead. And remember, this is his blind pick Azir. Azir is kind of known as a relatively strong blind pick anyway, but the ability to win out, even when you're countered, is very, very valuable.
Oh, something I didn't notice. Herald is here onto Barbip. He's going to use that Glacial Prism, but Orca channeling the W, gets himself out. I feel like you just have to push this mid, even though it's not going to get the tower. The fact that this tower is full HP is pretty disastrous. Hanabi, though, looking for a flank. Raze might be in trouble. He's looking. Oh, there's the plant there. Hanabi pots the Dominus. There's Babip in the area, but Chris Carter flash forward. It is Hanabi finding his way onto Raze, and Raze will just be taken out. And the nice stun knockup there, from Aladark denies Chris Carter his ultimate, but ultimately it's a team fight so far in favor of the side of DCG as Biopanther tries to join the fray. Hana, admittedly, pretty low here, does have flash available, and 3 more members, Orca and Hanabi, running down and looking for Biopanther, who flashes away, does get stunned up, but it is Raze who does go down. Would have had a pretty high amount of stacks, I would imagine, by this point. And Chris Carter does get that shutdown.
Does. It feels like it happens once a game where ADC is just flashed on by the Renekton. Unfortunately, caught there without the cleanse. Mission, he wants to get this tower ahead of the dragon. With the damage he's putting out, I think he's going to be able to. He's just taken this in the 1v1. So now, this is third dragon for DCG, spawning in only 30 more seconds, and there are some big item spikes on the side of DCG. Now, they could give it over and just trade for more gold on the top side, and maybe that's what they want with Mission being sent up there. They could just delay it, try and take their top tower. At the same time, I have to feel like they are pretty strong in any fight. Got that Dustblade on Cruscata working on, I guess, a Collector.
Yeah, there's likely to be Collector on the Samira. Oftentimes likes it. Although, pretty frustrated. Smashes his hands on the ground. Orca misses that Q. And now Babip and Aladark are trying to find him. Biopanther should be able to wallbang him. Certainly does, and it's going to force the flash out, but Aladark follows. It is going to be that Glacial Prison used as Kisei is in the back line, but the Blast Cone secures the safety here on the side of DCG. Crown now completed on mission. Not sure how I feel about it, but ultimately is going to be the pickup. And our big fight possibly ahead of us is Babip, who's looked on early. He's getting very, very low, forced to flash away, and Hanabi here on the flank pretty comfortably. Raze trying to find the damage needed onto this Renekton as Babip getting so low due to that ignite. Raze though turning around, Hana does use that twisted advance forward as Biopanther in between both teams. Orca very, very low. Willing Death comes through as a kill there for Raze. Chris Carter not long to follow. In fact, he stays alive. That Dustblade keeping him up. It's a triple kill as Hanabi chasing down Kisei on the top side. And what looked like a fairly decent start for Chiefs goes horribly awry. And it's a 4-for-1 in favor of DCG alongside their third dragon.
Pretty massive team fight win there. Mission putting out a lot of damage on the Azir. Only managed to pick up 1 kill for himself, mainly Cruscata, who was the beneficiary of all that. But you wonder if now, if Chiefs do have a realistic chance of winning this game, because they needed to be able to win these skirmishes. And if they're losing these, if that Draven is dying, it's going to be so difficult. Now down an absurd amount of gold.
Well, this could be good for Kisei. Perhaps finding a lot of damage, goes under the tower, mission getting pretty low.
Depends on the flash.
Perfect execution, will find it, goes down as well, but it's a shutdown in favor of Kisei. Ultimately, all things considered, I think that does go the way of the Akali.
Yep. I think you're definitely happy with how that went. Mission caught on the rotation. Still though, it is DCG that hold all the power. We'll get a replay. A lot was used onto Orca here, and they didn't really find him. See the wallbang, and you're thinking maybe you can kill him, but no damage yet to follow up. Akali does go in, but pay attention. It is a full HP Samira and a full HP Azir untouched on the side, and now have the ability to DPS for free. Akali no ult is not a champ in this fight anymore. And it feels like if you can't find those picks at the start of the fight, if you can't get the ball rolling, it is just going to be DCG who went out in that long fight. It was nice, I think, for Raze to manage to pick up... I think he picked up a kill before he died, so at least got some sort of gold for himself. But I just think that Akali at this point is reduced to just Qs and auto attacks, and you see how much Mission is doing with that lethal tempo. The Flash R picks up the Draven, and it felt like Chiefs just had no chance at that point.
Definitely. Oh, DCG fairly happy
Bit of
here.
a celebration.
Oh my.
He's going off.
He's very happy. Who's on that pillow? Is it
Might have been
God Tone?
God Tone.
I think it's always God Tone. These guys just have so many God Tone memes. It's unreal. Now, it looks like Void Staff might be the second item, and I'm curious about that.
I think it's a bit weird, champ.
It's always it feels bad when you're building the Void Staff second.
It does, especially as Akali, because Shattered Flame or Zhonya's are both such good items on Akali, and I'm not sure if this is a great Void Staff game. There is only the Merc Treads coming through, and here's the solo AP of his team, so you wouldn't really expect there to be much MR built. Either way, though, it's the item he's chosen to go for. Mid tier 2 being sieged down, taking a lot of damage here, and this is even without a Herald. It's one auto off, does fall now.
I think we're getting to the stage now that if Raze doesn't have a pop-off performance, or we don't have a really good Keeper's Verdict come through from BioPanther, it feels fairly hard to win these team fights. Mission just outloading so much damage. And as soon as anyone's low, Cascada going up and mopping up all those kills. Baron now started. There is a lot of DPS coming down onto this, and Chiefs have their work cut out for them to be able to check it. Scrying Orb comes through, but they're going to notice that this Baron is getting very, very low. Down to 4k HP. Nature's Grass comes through. Kise on the side, going to be stunned up. Glacial Prison comes through, and it's going to be Hana picking up that Dragon as BioPanther, as well as Hana be fighting on the bot side. It's going to be Hana picking up the first kill. Kise jumping out of the pit. That's not where you want your Akali to be. And Reyes is just running for his life as BioPanther, the last one here to go down on the side of Chiefs. It's only going to be Reyes left standing. Baron picked up for DCG. And it might not be the game very far after. Kize might be able to just get away, actually, on this bot side of the river. But Hana, definitely keeping chase. Blast code. Twisted Advance is following. And Kize does go down there. And yes, it is only Raze left alive, but it seems like the game's getting pretty out of control at this point.
It does. Hana does not take prisoners. Gets the kill, the solo kill even, off the back end. And gold lead, it's about to hit 10k here.
Oh, Raze.
Raze, he's getting pretty aggro.
Yeah, he's getting pretty lippy.
Mission.
Missions is there.
Missions is here. This top tower should fall. They're going for it,
Aladog does go forward. The teleport coming through now, and that should mean that Aladog wants to get away from this. Cascada popping that ultimate will find the kill. It's going to force out Razor's flash as well. And now BioPanther, probably not where you want to be. Dominus popped. It's going to be stun up there. Cascada going in once again. Will get access to the ult, and it's going to force out yet another flash. It might just have to be this Poppy using this minion as a taxi to try and get away. And now Kise, along with Raze and Babip on base defense against this Baron, against Mission, against Cascada. But Babip, he's supposed to be the tank, but he's getting one shot. Admittedly, Radiant Virtue now will get him a little bit topped up on health as the Whirling Death comes through and finds one tick onto Orca, but not low enough to find that execute. Oh, back here, Hana again, not taking prisoners, as you said. Eldoric once more going in. Kise will land the second part of his E. And Orca dodges out on the damage, but Babip's going in, finding Cascada. Kise's in the area to try and offload some damage. Does get the perfect execution, does get the second kill. And now it's Raze unloading onto Mission. Kise picks up a triple. And again, we see a base defense. Chiefs have maybe found their ticket back into this game, but at 10k down, it doesn't feel like it's very possible.
No, it's those skirmish wins, those teamfight wins that Chiefs need, but they needed them 10,000 gold to go. Because now it feels like the wallet gap is just too big, especially when you look towards Cascada's items. He just has so many. They will be able to stop this fourth dragon, though, or will they?
No, Hana's in the area, and he is the youngler, and he has Smite.
He doesn't have Flash, though. How's he getting in?
Yeah, he's just walking in. He's just walking in. Hanabi looking here onto Raze. Teleport coming through from Kize. Could be 2 more kills actually found from Kize. He just picked up 3. Can he pick up 5? He's getting very low. Hanabi offloading the damage as Raze will finish the dragon. So no soul just yet for DCG. Alador going to commit his life here to try and ensure the safety of both of his carries. And with that, they certainly should be able to get out. But my God, this game is on a knife's edge here for the Chiefs.
Really is. They are relying on the DCG classic of throwing a 10,000 gold lead. It feels impossible. Perhaps it is because he's able to ult out with so much damage.
He's dead. Cascada finding that one. And now you have a 3v5 at your base. Your mid lane inhib will be going down. There's a massive minion wave as well. Importantly, there is no teleports to defend these minions, but
The DCG could look at the end here.
They
Carly's
certainly
down
could.
for another 30 seconds.
Oh, Biopanther gets sniped away there by Chris Carter at the end.
20 seconds on a 5v3.
I think they can look for it. They've got that top wave coming in as well. It's got a super creep on it. They're going to keep going. 3 inhibs are knocked down. Not a lot of wave clear alive. Ray's too short range to contest mission.
This is going to be a final stand for Chiefs here.
It is going to get locked up there by this Nature's Grass as the towers are going down. You're seeing Mission's damage is just so out of this world. Because they're spawning. No ult available, and Ray is getting Shurima shuffled. Mission going to secure that one. It's going to be 3 immediate kills, and DCG after 4 games will find the series win here against the